Okay, so along that first or the second press panel, and I'll just so this is all, the top's not stuck on anymore. You can see I just work up into that first press line. You can even run your blade along there once you've locked it on, and then we just come up over the face first, just very carefully. Alright, so we're over that first face, just lock on over the top and then push it up over our knifeless tape. We've done the second row, we've worked up into the first press, over the first press and doing the first line. So basically there's 2 lines and the whole boat completely done already. So now what we're going to do is pop off the wrap that's locked to the chine, just let it hang now. Again, it's just the same principle we have here. We stop at the crease and we work over the crease, but now we're going down. So we're going over the top crease just a little bit. You can even just sort of nudge along just over that edge to get that film sort of positioning for you. And you can see there's no ripples still. There's no stress in any of this film. Okay, I'm just rolling down over that edge, and when I get over that edge, after I've gone along a little bit, then I go over the face of that crease. Okay, when you see me running the blade along, do that only after you've pressed the face down into that press line onto the third panel. If you do that too early, that sort of lateral movement, you may wrinkle the film up. So don't do it. So don't do it until you're ready for it, until that press line's in. All right, so once you're happy with that press line, then we start doing what we did before, is applying it to the face of that third panel. And I'm just sort of a slight tension pulling down on the wrap, and I'm just working down from this press line that I've already located, and I'm just working my way down that first panel. So I always start from the top, work down, slide along, top, work down, slide along, work down. And making sure you're overlapping each one of your application layers. Okay, so working down over the edge, over the top edge, just touching the face a bit, and you can see the whole film moves. And then you push down into the bottom edge of that crease. Once you're there and you're happy, then you can really lock it in by running your edge of your, thanks truck, by running the edge of your applicator in that groove, not pressing hard because you don't want to split the film or anything. Another tip too, if you're finding this is sort of putting micro scratches into your film, or it's a bit resistant, you can just dip this in water and it will just slide around really easily if you're having issues. Alright. So once you've come down, and then you just get from your top of your crease and work down again. Again, overlapping each one of your wipes. As you get along, your technique will improve, and this will be much easier. Alright, we're on the last one. So it's just the same thing again. Work at your own speed, work at your own pace. Just bumping it down to the top of that chine now, making sure it's over our knifeless tape, which you can still see once you put the wrap down. You can see where your knifeless tape is. Okay, so the knifeless tape is great product, but it can also cause problems if you don't use it correctly. So I've just pulled that filament out. The pink line is what we're going to pull through the wrap. So just pull your tape out of the road, just off to the side, put your thumb over it, pull it over the wrap, put your thumb over it. If you don't, it will snag up and it won't want to pull through. Once you get it like that, just make sure your wrap is down over the knifeless tape, then you just pull it through. Simple as that. But it's good also to move in a faster motion. Whoops, see now that's a bad paint job. You've got to be careful of that. That paint's not on the boat very well, so we'll have to proceed cautiously. And I've pulled out my back piece. Look at that. So I haven't used any primer or anything, and the paint is falling off this boat. It's not a good situation when that happens. Anyway, so we might have to just deal with that as it comes. So I've put that back on straight. And what I'll do, I might actually edge dress that with a bit of white, and it'll cover that up, and it'll also lock on the wrap. Some manufacturers don't prep their boats properly, and that is a problem. Not just for the wrap, but for the paint itself, it'll fall off on its own. In this case, the wrap should help protect it a little. All right, so that's where that fitting is that we're going to cut out. All you do to cut those out is your stencil knife to be better. Get your stencil knife. Just cut that out. Tighten that up a bit later. All right, so the tape, knifeless tape again. That's all I do to pull the filament out. Now we've got to be careful that we don't want to pull all that paint off if it's loose all the way. Alright, just pull that. Alright, so really careful not to pull any of that paint off. Okay, that's the first side done. There is still post heating, so I've got to go around the entire perimeter of the boat, as well as all of the presses. I need to heat them with a heat gun up to about 90 degrees. Now we're at the final stages. We're going to be heating. We call this post heating. We're going to be heating all around the perimeter. We're going to heat all of these creases and anywhere else we think it may need it. You basically heat the whole thing, but the concentration of it is around the perimeters and any folds and creases. I'm going to be using, this is a felt type, I guess a matting block or a duplication block. I just like using this because it's going to be subjected to quite a bit of heat from the gun. And it's obviously not plastic, so it's not going to melt. We should also be using an infrared thermometer when you're first starting off, because you're not going to have any idea of how warm this surface is going to be. And like I said, we needed to get up to around about 90 degrees. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so this is your infrared thermometer. And we're going to use this to work out what the temperature is on the surface. As you can see, it's only 31 degrees Celsius at the moment. So as we're heating it, just give it a rub down. Any bubbles, any air behind there will expand and turn into a bubble, which is not a bad thing. We just know to get rid of it. Okay, so I've got this set to about 500 degrees. That's not 500 degrees there, it's 500 degrees there inside. So as you can see, I'm just going to heat up the boat and put the thermometer on there. We're at 60. Takes a little while. Another reason why I've got the glove is so I don't get burnt from this hot air. And also it lets me slide along the print really well. Okay, we're getting up to about 80 now, 75. Now I don't sit there with the gauge going around the whole boat, it's too slow. So when you get a bit of experience, you actually get a feel for what the film is doing. And I'm getting it goes soft and it kind of wants to grip. That's when I know it's hot enough. And you can also see that the print sort of sucks onto the boat when it's warm enough. And when you hit it with this, you can feel it gripping. That's hot enough. You don't have to keep running around with this the whole time. Although when you first start off, it is best to check as you're moving along. All right, so you won't see me use this again. And I'm just going to go around and post it. When I'm doing inside these creases, I'm actually using one of these edges to really focus some energy on that crease itself, and then I'll flatten it out and push it along that face. You really want to make sure all of that press is heated well and definitely pushed down. A lot of this is visual. I can see the film relax and move, and when it does that, I know to push it down. And then put some more heat into it after. You really want to lock it on. So after we've finished the post-heating, we're pretty much done. The last thing I do like to do is put them out in the sun for a little while, if you've got a sunny day, and let the whole boat warm up, and then go over it one more time. And then again with the glove, I just like to rub my hand right over the whole thing and make sure I don't feel any bubbles or hear them, and make sure the whole thing is down and perfect. By this time, you probably would have really gone over the surface of the boat 3 or 4 times, and there should be nothing missed. And that's your finished product. Wrap it yourselves, fellas, girls and boys. It's not that hard to do if you approach it in the right way. As you can see, this boat was really quite easy to wrap, and I certainly hope you had the same success. Looking good. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. graphicwraps.com.au